All right, all right, all right. We back. We back. It's been a minute. It's been a lot of things that been going on, but I want to go ahead and start off with that fair use disclaimer. You know what I mean? This is for educational purposes. Uh, we're gonna get into a few things today. Of course, Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, of course, Young Thug, YSL. It's a lot that been going on. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this academics video. Discuss a few things about it. Then we'll get into the Meg Thee Stallion and talk about all this stuff. But like, subscribe, comment, share. I would love to get people's thoughts and opinions on these kind of things as I discuss them myself. But I'm working on figuring that out. Starting this stream, getting the stream going, live stream going, I should say, and being able to record everything. Um, but we'll take it one step at a time, man. Y'all know how it is. It's a lot going on. What's y'all thoughts on this shit though? Like, how y'all feel about snitching? How y'all feel about the Tory Lanez situation? Like, have y'all heard the recording? You know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of people talking about, claiming Tory innocent and whatnot, which may be the case. That phone call definitely didn't help his case at all, though. And I feel like, as black men, we have to be more responsible and logical about some of the things we do. You know what I mean? He admitted to being too drunk, and you know what I mean. That shit happens. You know what I mean? But we'll go ahead and talk about it. I want to go ahead and, like I say, start with this YSL academics
Everybody took a
video.
plea. I know exactly what.
Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know what I mean? Fair use disclaimer. Once again, fair use disclaimer. This is for educational purposes. You feel me? Educational purposes.
happened.
Let's go.
If you, the only thing that's boring about the YSL trial, bro, you need a nigga like me to explain the story to y'all that you get mad invested to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really just figured out recently the nigga, which I wanted to sit here and listen to his whole trial, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm on here for the rest of the night.
And shout out to academics too, man.
I want to watch this. Like, the narrative.
Let me go ahead and say that. Shout out to academics. I don't support a lot of the things he do. I take that back. I don't support a lot of his takes on certain things, but I do respect the simple fact that he's willing to have these conversations with people, and just talk about things. I feel like we need to do that more as a community. If we all can come together and talk about these topics, educate ourselves, and educate each other on what's going on in these cases, and not only these cases, but just all current events in general, political, things that involve our communities. So I do, respect the simple fact that he does a lot of that. You know what I mean? He's always sharing his thoughts and opinions on a lot of these things, which, like I said, I may not agree with some of the things he said. Excuse me. But the simple fact that he's willing to jump on these platforms, have an open discussion with people, and just share his thoughts, you know what I mean, on these things.
When you realize the narrative, and sometimes maybe
You need to do it a lot
narrative,
more. You know what I mean?
The prosecutor's always gonna come with some shit.
I would highly recommend everybody, creating some type of, sorry about me pausing and stuff, but I would highly recommend everybody creating some type of profile or whatever, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, you know what I mean, just to have these open discussions when it comes to a lot of the stuff. It's a lot of information that we may not be privy to, and we don't have to sit and discuss the same things over and over. Rap music, sports, and entertainment. It's a lot of other things going on in the world. A lot of new history has been discovered. If you watched any of my videos, I try to talk about some of these things as well. As I come across new information, there's a lot of great channels out there on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. You know what I mean? And we need to take advantage of these platforms um, to share our thoughts, and have this open dialogue when it comes to certain things like this. As you can see here, I forgot about this man too. Forgot about this man, just Andrew Tate. This whole situation too. I done told y'all about this man. I done told y'all about this man. I don't agree. Some
right here and
some stuff I feel like a lot of this content I feel Andrew Tate makes is just a lot of clickbait shit. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff that's gonna uh, ruffle feathers, whether it be from men, but him and a lot of people create content like them. That's their base. Pinning men and women against each other, which in my opinion is kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? I feel like you know, not saying that we shouldn't be able to bash women. I take that back. We shouldn't bash women, but we should be able to give our thoughts and opinions on how these women are acting in today's society, hold them accountable, but we can only do so by holding ourselves accountable. And a lot of the Andrew Tate stuff, and people who subscribe to that kind of information and shit, I feel it's kind of, I don't want to say toxic, but I feel it's kind of low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? It's easy to talk about hoes and what I mean, shit like that, but it's so much other things going on out here in this world, man. That's the last thing we should be doing. We should be trying to connect, and find ways how we can come together instead of, what I mean, continuously trying to divide each other. And at the end of the day, man, I can only speak for myself when it comes to this, but I love women. Um, yeah, I do have my thoughts and opinions on, how women, should act. But it's just a thought and an opinion on a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say women should be doing this and this if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a man. And I think a lot of us kind of, you know what I mean, subscribe to this kind of information because we feel it's an escape. We can bash women. We can talk about women and bitch and complain about women, and that kind of covers up um, what we're lacking in ourselves. You know what I mean? Whether it's being able to have a woman consistently, you know what I mean? Whether it's being able to even approach a woman, or you know what I mean, have a woman interested in you for long periods of time. I feel like a lot of people that describe that kind of shit, the fresh and fit, all these people, man, like they goofy to me. I respect the platform. I respect them, creating a platform and being able to go and share their thoughts and opinions on a lot of topics. I feel a lot of people, don't even have the confidence in themselves to do that. You know what I mean? So I do definitely give them credit for that. At least um, they're willing to go and throw these ideas out there, show their face as well to let everybody know, like, look, this is my stance. This is how I think. Um, a lot of it is just, like I said, I feel for clickbait. I don't really think that those men really operate like that or really feel that way. To me, I kind of feel like No offense, but they're kind of suckers. You know, that's why they bash women. They've been turned down by plenty of women, and now they were able to create a platform where they feel it's okay to disrespect women. But we'll get into that, man.
Antonio
We'll
Sledge.
get into that.
Bro,
But
this nigga
now,
right here is a 38-minute. I
this
want
shit is
y'all to
crazy.
watch this shit. Chat, this shit is so crazy. If you
This shit
gotta
is crazy.
understand the YSL story, and this is why I wanted to like watch it. Maybe I try to go upstairs and drink some coffee. Like I can't get off stream right now.
Maybe
Like
I'm
I
looking
kind of
at
want to get
my
on stream because like I'm a little tired. It's probably the liquor, man. The liquor was
my
fucking
page
me
and
up
shit.
Yerk,
earlier.
bro. Go
My
upstairs and pop that
videos
yerk, bro.
kind of
Come
like
back down here, bro.
academics. I
Nah,
don't
nigga,
know
I got
how
a
I
little
look.
heat up.
My
I
camera
go to
kind of
Starbucks now and I get
a
two
little
coffees.
blurry. My lighting
One
may
for
not be the
like the
best.
time I'm gonna be on stream, but one for like later. I might have to go heat that shit up. Chat, I gotta tell you the story with this shit. Somebody said, "Dude, tomorrow I'm on the move tomorrow." I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on the move tomorrow. You feel me? Yo, chat, this dude right here. This is so interesting. This nigga, the reason why he's taking a plea. Number one, definitely to tell on Thug. Like he's probably one of the first niggas. Well, actually, they probably called Gunna first. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're probably gonna call Gunna as one of the first people on the stand. And I ain't saying this to make nobody look crazy, but they're gonna call Gunna because they're gonna be like, yo, hey, listen, you're a musician with Thug. Um, do you now say that YSL is a music label? He's gonna say yes. Do you say it's a gang? He's gonna say yes. Hey, listen, what's the nature of how y'all move? Is there people who are not in the music component? That's gonna be the gang. Yeah, but after those, after a nigga like Gunners and probably like the owner and shit like that, they're gonna they're gonna call up this guy right here, and this guy right here is one of the keys to that murder that set everything off. The the Nut murder. This guy got locked up for Nut's murder, but he didn't do it. This is a crazy story, yo. That's why yo. Today I was watching. I watched about like 5 hours of footage of.
Is he talking about this guy that they got on camera? Is the one that been locked up for murder but didn't do it? If so, that's what I mean about this telling stuff, man. If you're in a situation like that, like honestly, what would you do? Honestly, what would you do? Like take all this street shit and being tough and all this shit. Like I kind of feel like me personally, like if niggas is a gang, if niggas is a brotherhood, if niggas really love you and fuck with you and care for you, they not gonna put you in no situation to, you know what I mean, to take take credit for something you didn't do. You know what I mean? That's just me myself. You know, that's why I ain't really involved in no criminal activity and shit, cause you know that street code shit. A lot of it just don't really make sense to me, man. A lot of that shit really don't make sense to me, man. Like I'm not from, you know, I don't want to say I'm from the streets or I ain't from the streets. You know what I mean? Shit like that. That shit is irrelevant. But I'm not from the school of, you know what I mean, taking credit for something I didn't do. And if a nigga really love you and care for you, I feel they should stand on it. You know what I mean? I don't have me going down for something I didn't do if you know you did it. You know what I mean? If we in the car together and you know what I mean, you got a gun on you that got a body and you know what I mean, and you know, you drop the gun off in my car or something like that and we get pulled over and the police like, who gun is this and shit, I ain't gonna say it's yours. I ain't gonna say it's mine. But if you my brother and my friend and you love me or whatever, why you gonna even put me in a situation like that? Why you gonna put me in a situation that's gonna take me away from my family? You know what I mean? If you really care for me. That's just me though. Before I get any further into this, you know, once again, I want to go fair use disclaimer. You know what I mean? This is for educational purposes. You know, hopefully they don't take this video down. Hopefully they don't, you know, hopefully they don't ban it or whatever they be trying to do. I ain't really got too many views, YouTube, so cut a nigga some slack. I ain't got no subscribers, YouTube, so cut a nigga some slack. You feel me? I'm just out here trying to make some content. I'm just out here trying to get my thoughts off. I'm just out here trying to, you know what I mean, speak better. You know what I mean? I'm just out here trying to share my thoughts and opinions and being able to, explain my thoughts and opinions a little better. So that's why I'm out here making this content. You know what I mean? That's why I would love to go live so I can have dialogue back and forth with people. Um, but we'll get there. Fair use disclaimer, like I said, this is for educational purposes. You know what I mean? Please, please, YouTube.
Of like, what the fuck was going on, everybody's depositions and interviews. He got locked up for Nuts murder. Y'all want to hear the story real quick?
Hell yeah! You said he didn't do it. Well, if you
so check this out. This is crazy. Like this, is what I'm telling you, bro. I'm probably gonna have to go upstairs. I ain't gonna lie to you because I like this is a great story. What I mean, great story is like I understand the reason why y'all tune into Meg and Tory is like, bro, like that's the story. Like yo, like who would have thunk it, bro? Right? This is the same shit too, right? It's just that with YSL, we're hearing so many different people. You're wondering who are these extra niggas? It just seems like extras in a movie, but they're not extras. These niggas are really locked
Y'all
in.
see me tripping his
so
shit.
This guy right here, right? So this guy, right?
Piss him off. Some kind of
he gets locked up
here.
for killing Nut.
I don't do flying bullets.
He didn't kill Nut. What happened was police charged like 4 niggas with killing Nut. The only person they got right was the guy named SB. Remember SB? The person who 1090 Jake says he's one of them, you know what I mean? He's like cat dog, my nigga. Like he could do both things. He could snitch on you or he could kill you. He do anything, you feel me? So SB was the only person they got right. And when they first charged people for Nuts murder, they charged 3 other dudes. One was him. They charged him. But he didn't do the murder. So the 3 other people they charged didn't do the murder. Right? Why did they charge the people? This is some crazy shit. Why did they charge the people? The police locked up a nigga. The nigga who was already a liar, the nigga told him, oh, my name Lil Boom. They realized his name not Lil Boom. His name was Spencer Wright. I bet they found his name out. The nigga was recorded on a jail phone, basically telling his homie, hey, yo, yeah, I just got locked up for this shit, but I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna be in here long. You know why? Yo, I'm about to tell the cops who killed Nut, and I'm gonna get out of here. So the nigga was from Charleston White. I'm about to just snitch on. You know what Charleston White say? I know a murder. I know a body that somebody did. That if I ever.
It's a big ass fly. I was wrong. I thought that shit was a mosquito. The way that not a mosquito, a moth. The way that shit was flying around here, but it's a big old fly. Y'all give me a second. Take this bitch out real quick. I don't know if I got it, but for now, it is what it is. You know, go ahead and get everything set back up. Go ahead and get everything set back up. Get back to this academic video.
If I get in trouble, I'm gonna get out. So this nigga who lied about his name is Spencer White, or Spencer Wright. He tells the cops, hey yo, how can I get out of jail if I tell y'all who killed Donovan Nutt? Who Thomas? They're like, oh word? Nah, you don't know who did it. He said, no nigga, I know who did it. So how you know who did it? He said, bro, I watched them kill him. They're like, you're capping. They said, no.
See, this is the kind of shit I be talking about when it comes to this snitching shit. Like it's crazy. If you know what I mean, it's crazy. Don't commit no crime. Don't commit no crime, y'all. You know what I mean? Learn the law. It's another reason why I wanted to do this stuff, talk about these kind of cases and stuff so I can educate myself a little more so we can help each other educate ourselves on these things. I'm not too familiar with how the courts work. Never ever really even been to court. Never been to jail. And I plan on not ever going to jail. You feel me? I'm not a criminal. So
I was an eyewitness to watching them kill Nut. Keep in mind, there's been like 30 shootings It wasn't 30 at the time, but it was like 10 to 15. It's been 10 to 15 shootings every night because Nut died, right? It's a gang war. So they're
So in a case like that, if he can, try to get out or get a lesser charge by, telling on somebody who actually did the crime, with you being present, you know what I mean? Are you an accomplice? You know what I mean? I don't know how that shit work. I don't know if if he'll be able to get out because of that scotch free, or you know what I mean, just get a lesser sentence.
They're trying to solve the shit. So they talk to you, do this. So you know who killed the dude.
You know, like, subscribe.
Yes, he said, I watched them kill him.
Below.
It's a word. He said, bro, I was at the bus stop across the street when they spun and did the drive-by. It's a word? It said, yes.
So he wasn't involved.
He said, I seen him do the drive-by. I seen him kill a nigga.
In this
and he said, yo, I
situation,
know who did the killing.
This ain't really the...
He named 3 niggas in SB. One of the niggas he named was him. Here's the funny part. Cops locked all these niggas up. So cops locked them up like, all right, man, solve the murder. Okay. When they give the case to the prosecutor, who now this is murder. So usually you got to go through an indictment, you know what I mean? And the prosecutor start reviewing the case. The prosecutor needed some more information. So the prosecutor asked her, yo, I need this and third. This is why, Atlanta cops, you can tell you see when niggas getting paid? Bro, cops is hourly workers, not hourly workers, but salary workers, but they're not doing too much, but they try to do enough. The prosecutor said, I bet. Yo, he said to Thorpe, that's the main detective, he said, yo, let me get the surveillance footage. Right? And this is why this nigga got out of jail too. Okay,
so he is talking about this.
The prosecutor gets the case. Remember, 4 niggas been locked up. He says, all right, man, let me see the surveillance, blah, blah, blah. He said, and also, I want to talk to the witness, because we're going to have to bring him up on the stand type shit, right? Everything started falling apart. First of all, the witness said, I was across the street at the bus stop, and I watched the murder. They had a security footage that looked at the bus stop. The security footage that the cops got, which I don't know how the detectives didn't catch it, the prosecutor had to catch this. Your witness said he saw the murder, right? The security footage y'all got the spot he was supposedly standing in when he saw the murder. On the security footage, the nigga ain't there. He's not there.
He was
Why? He never saw the murder, my nigga. He's capping.
Oh, shit.
Bet. Anyway, they bring the nigga in to ask him questions. The dude says it like, yo, something's a little fishy because he keep mentioning what he heard about the murder on Facebook and Instagram and kept utilizing shit like, yo, the whole hood know. You feel me? Like, basically, like, he using social media to fill in the blanks because he ain't see shit.
They
also showing the surveillance footage. They say, yo, you say you was at the bus stop.
He be doing,
bro, the security footage we got up at the time of the murder shows the bus stop.
Social media
Matter of fact, they said the only thing they said the bus stop is a cat that was at the bus stop. Bro, you're never at the bus stop. All right, the last straw was the prosecutor saying, yo, because the dude was locked up. Remember, he was snitching to get out of jail. But he was doing Charleston White shit, right? They say, yo, we want to hear his jail calls. They get his jail calls when he's telling his mans, yo, I'm going to get out of here real soon because I'm going to tell him I know who killed Nut. When he said that to his mans on the jail call, his man said, what? Nigga, you ain't even see that shit. You wasn't even around there. They basically got from that conversation that he was making it up. You feel me? So, essentially, that's why that shit never went to no type of trial. And what happened is SB, who was out on some, like, he got caught up in another shooting. He stayed locked up. This nigga right here, who's on my screen, he got let out. In reality, he never did the shooting. You know what role he played? he got accused by the hood. That's why the nigga Spencer Wright. Spencer Wright just a nigga from the hood, bro. He's hearing niggas. You know, somebody died and be like, yo, you know, so and so did it, right? So that's why he named him. So anyway, he didn't do the murder. He was one of the niggas who, like, they all met at the McDonald's after the murder type shit. You get what I mean? And Thug showed up to the McDonald's too. I bet. The hood is starting to say this nigga did it. I don't know why they say it, but they say he did it. That's why the other nigga did the lie snitch and said he did it. Thug gives this nigga money type shit. Like, yo, bro, nigga, go lay low. This is for the cops catch. Like, yo, bro, go lay low. Lay low, because, you know, niggas finna come back around on this. You feel me? Like, we don't want nobody get caught, blah, 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 and niggas is saying you did it. This is why he takes a plea. He didn't kill nobody. He's about to get on the stand testifying, yo, Thug gave me 40,000, 50,000, whatever that money is. He gave me this money to lay low because people thought I did a murder, which would have been on behalf of him, and I didn't do it. Also, he was there when the other niggas admitted who did the murder. So he heard through Thug and them admitting how the murder went down. So he has information of that, and he got information of Young Thug giving him money to lay low. So let's think about the latter.
That's a lot.
If Young Thug is giving you money to lay low because a murder went down and you one of the main suspects, it proves Young Thug is one of the niggas who's the leaders, who's a nigga who's calling the shots, the nigga who's basically he's a puppet master.
See, I don't know if I fully agree with that. You know what I mean? If not to say that, you know, it don't place Young Thug being involved, but let's take you know, them talking about him renting a car, you know what I mean, or the rental car involved in the killing, you know what I mean, was in Young Thug's name. Like, if I, you know, rented a car from somebody and they go and commit a crime, you know what I mean, I kind of feel like that's on them. Not to say that Young Thug is involved, but, you know, I'm just sharing my thoughts on a situation like that. I don't think that's enough information to, you know what I mean, hold on somebody. It does make sense though, but like I said, I just don't feel like that's enough information. If I give somebody some money, you know what I mean, and tell them go lay low, I don't think that necessarily, you know what I mean, means that Young Thug is the ringleader or, you know what I mean, played a part in this shit. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just a family member or a good friend, and, you know, he see a friend in a bad situation and like, here, man, you know what I mean, go lay low for a little bit until this shit get figured out. They can go a bunch of different ways though, you feel me? Like I said, I'm just, you know, sharing a few thoughts on these topics. But I don't really see how they can pin that on Young Thug. They must have a ton of other information and incidences. Those are the only two I can recall that I've heard.
So this nigga right here, who was wrongly accused. By the way, I think he does have a shooting on his things, which most of these guys don't. These later pleas, these niggas ain't just choir boys. Like Gunna, there wasn't really much on him. This nigga, there was like a shooting. So this nigga gonna tell on Thug heavy. Matter of fact, I just got some adrenaline too. Here's the funny thing. Yo, Chad, if y'all ever want to see a demon, yo, you can tell. Let me tell you this. It's rare I've seen demons in court. This nigga right here, the nigga that turned down remember, it's 28 niggas. They took 6 of them out, so it's 22. They gave 8 of them pleas, so 22 minus 8, what's that? That's gonna be 14. It's 14 left. Feel me? Right? Am I doing the math right?
Yeah, it's 14.
14. The 2 that turned the plea down, these niggas I don't know this nigga name. Oh, actually, I do know his name. I think this was Nard or whatever. Bro, this nigga look like a demon. This nigga started smiling when the fucking judge was like, you sure? He's facing 50 years. 50 years straight in prison. The judge even told him, you know if you get found guilty, I gotta give you the 50, bro. And he sat there, he took
50 years away from your family. I kind of feel like a lot of people who doing things like this, maybe they already gave up. You know what I mean? Not saying that they gave up on life, but just gave up on um, the things that they have done. You know what I mean? It's just not to say that they got caught, but hey, I'm gonna sit here. I ain't gonna take no plea deal. I ain't gonna try to pin it on nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to ride it out, try to beat the case. And get what's given to me. Which I feel that's what more people should do. You know what I mean? If you commit a crime, man, you can't try to pin it on somebody else, or you shouldn't. I should say you shouldn't try to pin it on somebody else. You shouldn't try to get other people involved. You know what I mean? You shouldn't try to run to innocent people and you know what I mean, try to have them help you hide a body, hide a gun and shit like that, because you just you making things harder on everybody else, man. And you know what I mean? If you choose to do dumb shit, stand on it.
Took his mask off and that nigga was chuckling, my nigga. This nigga's a fucking demon. Look at this nigga right here. Like, Gunna just a rapper. You see, I still play Gunna music. I hope Gunna just takes, the only thing he takes from this is saying, bro, I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all, man. Like, bro, I was only a rapper. Like, I'm not into that like gang shit, because like that's the thing that's really ruining everybody. This nigga right here, like everybody's thinking that Gunna's supposed to be tough like the niggas who was doing murders, but Gunna's a rapper, man. But also, it's our fault, and I'm gonna point out me too. We look at rappers like they're the toughest niggas on earth.
Because the shit they rap about.
If we've been listening to Lil Baby, we thinking that Lil Baby been rapping about how he would never tell, that if he get caught up, he ain't gonna tell. Bro, that's just not the truth. Bro, it takes a nigga like this who doesn't tell. This nigga probably a fucking psycho.
She know.
I'm serious.
Look, bro, listen.
The judge is so tight.
Finally got caught.
Bro, they even have. Look, you want to hear 50 years?
He probably tired himself. He probably tired of all this shit himself. You know what I mean? Being involved in all this goofy shit.
The judge has the prosecutor read out what he is. They even try to tell him, if you take the plea, you walk out of here today. Listen to this.
Current with count 1. As to count 45, it would be 5 years to serve 1 year, commute to time served in confinement. Commute to time served, followed by 4 years on probation, concurrent with counts 1 and 44. And count 46 would be 16 years to serve 1 year, commute to time served, followed by 15 years on probation, concurrent with count 1, 40.
Essentially, they're saying we get 15 years of probation.
Will be the offer. Mr. Mender also is currently on another indictment, 21 SC.
Look at this nigga right here. This nigga a demon. Trust me. You see this nigga right here? He got too much gray hair in his fucking hair. He know he can't last no 20 years in there. He took the plea. This nigga right here, he gonna pull his mask down and smile, my nigga. This nigga was on bad timing.
178250. In this case, as a part of the agreement, would run concurrent with that case whenever he resolved that other case, Your Honor.
Is that before me or before another division?
It is in this division currently, Your Honor. Correct. If he was given a bond, he would. This case.
Look, they're trying to tell him, you would get out of jail right now.
Bond on that case. No, he has a no bond status. Lauren Jansen with the state.
Oh, actually, I might be wrong. I think he might have a no bond on another. Yo, you ever watch The Wire? He might be Weebit. If anybody knows The Wire, Weebit. He know he not coming home. He got. I think he might have like a murder somewhere else, but it's not gang related.
Other charges and stuff. He know.
So he on some shit like, nigga, I'm just chilling here.
That's what I was just saying. He know. To me, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? More people should be like that instead of, like I said, trying to get other people involved and caught up in their bullshit. You know what I mean? Niggas be trying to get niggas caught up in their bullshit, so they have somebody to do the time with them and shit. And that's goofy shit. Your niggas is goofy.
Fuck y'all.
And that's being handled by
SC.
But this plea, the plea he would have got for this YSL case would be walk out of jail plea. Everybody's getting a walk out of jail plea. Walk out of jail, snitch on thug later plea.
178.
That's what I don't understand about taking a plea. Like,
All right.
you know, if they take a plea,
Ms.
that
Fagan,
mean they
have
have
you
to take a
communicated that
stand.
to your client
You know?
in terms of is that to correctly summarize the plea agreement or the potential plea offer, I should say?
The only change was that he wasn't aware of the concurrent status for the second case. At this time, though, he still maintains a not guilty plea.
Sure.
Respectfully rejects the offer, and we announce ready for trial.
Yeah, this nigga is a demon.
Okay, Mr. Mender, I'll tell you and I'll...
Look, judge is tight. He tight. He tight, nigga, standing on business, nigga.
Yeah. I think what happens is a lot of times when they don't take a plea, they take it to court. You know, they take it to trial, and they got to prove that you were involved or that you did it. And you know, they might not be able to do that in his case. They might not be able to do that in a lot of these other people's cases. But the time that's on the line, you know, I feel is what's scaring these dudes. You know, they ain't trying to go away for 25 years. They ain't trying to go away for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You know what I mean? Shit like that, especially if they wasn't involved. So taking a plea deal, you know what I mean? Copping out, you know?
I want to hear his rap album. He's standing on business. Yo, the judge is so tight.
See, that's the type of shit that I don't agree with when it comes to academics. You want to hear his album because he not taking a plea deal? Like, academics, you're not a gangster. Why you trying to listen to gangster shit when you not a gangster? You gonna be the first nigga to snitch, honestly.
The judge, mad as fuck.
Tell Mr.
any
Beanie and
situation.
Mr. Stevens the same thing, okay?
That nigga gonna
At
tell
this
you
point,
probably if you get a traffic ticket.
you have the absolute right to plead not guilty, and that's what the law will presume, and the court will, of course, instruct that you have a presumption and the presumptions
That's
and
the
protections
shit
you
I be
enjoy as a
talking
criminal
about, like,
accused. You have to decide for yourselves
comes
what
to
you
a lot
want to
of-
do with
a lot
this
of
particular
things
case.
Yo, he trying to tell him. Look, nigga got a little smile with it. The judge gonna tell him, don't think you're doing this for Young Thug. Watch.
Depending upon the results or the outcome of the trial.
Boy got a smirk on. That's how you be gangster.
Big smirk.
Nigga got a smirk on, nigga. That's what these rappers tell me they gonna do. But he don't rap. I need to hear his album.
The only thing I
Rapping
would
about
tell
his
you,
life,
Mr.
shit.
Mender, is
Look,
the most, and I'm sure that Ms. Fagan, she is a very fine attorney. Seen her work. But
look at his face.
trials, there's one thing about trials, it's uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. So,
See, the judge trying to convince him because he already know. They probably ain't really got too much on him. You know what I mean? He probably gonna be able to get away scotch-free and have to do nothing. You know? Which is good. I feel that's what most people should do. Like, taking the plea, I understand if you weren't involved, you know what I mean? That's on you. If you weren't involved, I kind of understand, you know what I mean? Maybe they done put you in a bad situation, you know, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with that type of shit. Y'all putting niggas in bad situations to do some time for you or some shit like that. I'm not with it at all.
you got to beat 4 counts. If you don't beat them, what will happen is, under this A and C recidivist statute, I have to, under the law, sentence you to the maximum sentence. And then whatever I sentence you to, you serve to the door. That's not anything I have any discretion over. It's not anything because I don't like you or because of what you're being charged with or whatever. Those have nothing to do with anything. That's what the state of Georgia, the legislature has mandated that I sentence you to. So one of the things a plea does is it...
Nigga, he know what a plea is. He's standing on business, nigga. Nigga, he's standing on business. Nigga, the fuck you should read that? He's standing on business.
You know what you're getting. It caps your exposure. So, and what the state's telling you today is if you take the plea today, this is what you're going to get, and this is what I probably sentence you to, and you're done. You got to decide that for yourself. You can't be worried about any of these other folks that are attached to this indictment, because
he's standing on business.
A plea is individual to that particular person for those particular reasons that he or she feels.
Academics hyped up, talking about he's standing on business. Gunna took a plea, and you still listen to his music. So that's the kind of goofy shit I don't agree with, bro. I don't agree with that type of that's weirdo type shit. That's weirdo type shit. You know, I feel like he misleading people. You know what I mean? And I'm not with that, bro.
Is of best interest to them, not anybody else. So if you want a couple minutes out to talk with Ms. Fagan about that, nobody will be the wiser, and certainly, but if you don't wish to do so, that's fine too. You'll get the fairest trial that the law demands and expects you to get. You will get that. I, as your trial judge, will make sure that that occurs.
Look at his face.
One of the things I cannot do...
Look at his face.
I can't force the state at the end of trial to pull this recidivist notice. If you get convicted, they can maintain it, and you'll serve every day of it.
Look at him.
And Ms. Fagan can ask them to pull it, and they can say no. I can't make them do that. So, you got a lot to think about. So, I'll give you a few more minutes to ponder that, because that is, when they file a recidivist notice...
He finna whisper in his fucking lawyer's ear, we taking it to trial, nigga. Look, she's tight. He living the raps. He living what these niggas say they rapped about. Look.
They have basically been...
Look. What you wanted? That's like, damn it, bro. Hey, let me tell you this. I don't fuck with criminals, I ain't gonna lie. But I definitely gonna respect a nigga who definitely stand on everything, nigga. You stand on everything, I respect you for that. You know why? You knew the consequences. So all these niggas squirming, I'm gonna show you this other nigga. He's trembling, nigga. I don't care what degrees it was in the court. This other nigga, you could tell, he ain't really want it. This nigga want it. Look at him. Nigga look like Suge Knight in there, baby Suge Knight.
I'll let you think about that. You can let me know, and if not, then we'll see you next week for trial.
Taking a trial.
Mr. Beatty, where are you?
Here, y'all.
Now, this other nigga, though, this nigga is trembling like a motherfucker. I don't know why he took the same shit. That other nigga looked like he was unbothered. He looked like he was having fun. He looked like he might even rule the jail. He might be beating niggas up every day. This nigga right here, he looked like he should be kicking it with Gunna on a yacht for New Year's Eve.
Judge, we're in a simple situation. We would reject the state's offer as provided on record, Your Honor. However, Mr. Beebe would...
This nigga on some...
I don't understand why academics trying to make fun of him. He'll be doing the same shit.
A negotiated plea as to the indictment.
I would.
If that's the case, Judge...
Brother, you should have just took the plea and came home. I can see in your eyes, bro. Just come on, bro. Just come on, bro. It's okay. You ain't gonna be the first one to tell on Thug. You ain't gonna be the last neither. Come on. Fuck is it? Just come on. What you proving right now? Ain't gonna be the first nigga to tell on Thug, no the last. Come on. You see the other nigga? That nigga had a smirk the whole time.
Mr. Beebe was then asked, if he does not agree with Your Honor's sentence, would the court allow him to withdraw the plea and proceed to trial?
Nigga, his eyes is telling me, I'm not ready. I'm telling you.
I need to think about that for just a second, okay?
Understood.
Just give me a minute, okay? But yes, that's more than fine.
Thank you.
Mr. B, you got the same same discussion I had with Mr. With Mr. Mender applies to you, but let me just get back with you in just a second, okay?
Okay. So let me continue the story of YSL. Essentially, they're going to wrap one murder around Thug's neck, and then the rest of the murders are going to follow. There's a couple of murders. Chimel Drinks. There's a shooting of a cop. There's a shooting of a few other people. But for them to effectively do what they want to do, they got to wrap the murder of Donovan Nut Thomas around Young Thug's neck. Now, whether Young Thug is doing this purposely or whatever, but sure shit's happening. For example, you see today, they severed the trial. So they took 6 people out because those 6 people acted like they couldn't find a lawyer, right? First of all, resources are stretched within the legal system already, but these guys claim they couldn't get a lawyer. You want to know everybody who claimed they couldn't get a lawyer? It wasn't people who were just randomly accused of one count of RICO. It was all of the dudes that were in the car were responsible for Nut's murder and another murder. So it was all the murderers. Chat, come on. Y'all smart. Everybody else can afford a lawyer but the murderers. No. That's a tactic, if you ask me. They know that Thug is doing a quick trial. They wanted to be off the trial, which they are. So they're going to get tried, just not at this trial. So here's the thing, and this is what I think is Thug's plan. Thug is going to be like, well, prove that I ordered this murder. Y'all never litigated the murder. Also, one of the guys who was in the car when that killed Nut, y'all ain't arrested him yet. And then for the rest of the guys, how could y'all bring them up? Y'all didn't flip them. So like niggas like Gunna, it don't matter if they flip. Like they're gonna prove that Thug was in a gang. But the thing that's gonna get Thug life, right? What Thug is gonna get life for, or at least 30 years, is if he called the shots for Donovan Nut Thomas to die. Right?
All right. And see, now I want to know if that's the murder that the car he rented was involved in. Because like I was saying, that I don't really feel that's enough. You know what I mean? But if people do go on trial, like when Gunner was, on the stand or whatever, and, he admitted that was a gang, that YSL was a gang, that kind of put Thug in a bad situation because this whole time he's been claiming that they're not a gang, they're a record label, they're legit, they're not involved in criminal activity and shit like that. But had a few people, already claiming that they are a gang, so that puts them in a bad situation. If you do have people come forward and actually pinpoint and say, Thug, said it, or Thug was involved in, these type of ways, or he provided the funds, or whatever. Then
Gunna snitching on him is probably only going to give him 10. I know that's a long time still, right? 5 to 10. It's still a long time, right? Antonio's like all these other people, they're kind of adding up to it. But the biggest add-on, which by the way, that's how I was showing that other guy before. The biggest add-on is that they need to prove that Young Thug did that one particular murder. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Now, let's see what's happening.
Himself, but that he was involved.
These dudes here, they're turning it down. The reason why they're turning it down,
a green light.
I got to imagine it's to help Thug. Now, I know some people said that, well, based on how these guys are turning it down, maybe nobody was motherfucking, maybe nobody was given the green flag by Thug to like take pleas. But essentially, none of them niggas had to do with the murder. All of these niggas here, including these dudes, have to do with the murders. Mm. So if they took the plea, right? And by the way, some of them did already. Like the Antonio Sledge nigga, he had to do with some murders and shootings. Yeah, he's gonna sink Thug too, but just differently. These dudes are trying to take it to trial, and nigga, you can just look at his lawyer's face. You can tell by his lawyer's face, be like, nigga, I tried. He got the face up, nigga, I tried. Fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck. So essentially, these dudes are trying to stay down, right? Then here's the thing, though. Remember, I told you there's about like 14 people left that has to get pleas. They haven't been trying to give pleas to the people involved in murders, but the other people, I'm pretty sure. Well, today was the 29th.
Are they involved in the
Tomorrow
murders,
is
or what
Friday.
they being charged for?
Right, that's the 30th. They might have court. Yeah, I think
they
they're probably
being
gonna have
charged
court.
for.
We should see like four or five pleas tomorrow.
Like, subscribe,
if
comment.
Not, January 1st, court's
Fair
gonna be
use
closed.
disclaimer as
They're
well.
really trying to start on the 9th
for educational purposes.
So,
Trying to educate myself and the masses.
So not on my birthday, bro.
The 9th your birthday?
What? R.I.P.
I mean, you could go in and testify. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I testify, bro. I'll tell them niggas are law-abiding citizens, bro. I wish for Young Thug. I say that nigga saved my life, bro.
That nigga.
Yo, it's so crazy.
But I feel like even when people say, "Oh, I'm a law-abiding citizen," blah blah this, blah blah that, they be the main ones talking about, "Oh, they ain't gonna take the charge," or blah blah this, or they ain't gonna take a plea, blah blah this, blah blah that. Like, y'all don't be involved in crimes. Like, y'all already admitting to not being, you know what I mean, street dudes. But like, why even try to put yourself?
And that's why, like, chat. I can't wait to, like, I'm gonna see if I could draw it out.
Place yourself in these situations.
Just that y'all understand what everybody plea means. There's no random pleas been given out. None. Lil Duke called Thug's phone right when the murder going down for nut. Lil Duke called somebody else that was in the car. They're triangulating GPS positions off of that jail call.
Information might already be out there, but just speaking on it.
The phone that they called for Thug got thrown out. If you don't got the phone, the next best thing is having the guy who called the phone. He's going to say, I called the phone. All right, you take a plea. Go ahead. Antonio Sledge. You meet up with Thug and everybody else who basically admit what's going on. And they say, yo, we're going to give you money to hide out. Shows again, Thug's the leader. Shows again, this gang took this person's life. And this gang is tactically moving, trying to conceal it.
One of my favorite movies.
If you watch the reason why every one of these niggas is getting the plea,
but it is one of his.
If you ask me,
he acted his ass off.
Around January 7th, there's going to be a push to extend it. If not, Young Thug is taking a plea, or they're going to desperately try to negotiate a plea. By the way, also, chat. I have an open. I have a possible debate coming up. Might not, I wouldn't say debate because I don't think I fall on anywhere of the spectrum. Gunna's lawyer has been in contact with me. Yes.
Holy. Fly move.
I told him we could do something. This is after I saw that he was challenging what D.L. Hughley was saying on Vlad. I messaged him. He said, "Hey, listen, maybe next week." But he said he has to think about it. I was wondering why you got to think about it.
See, and that's why you got to give back individuals his respect. You know, he does a lot of content, creates a lot of content. He gives his thoughts and opinions on a lot of this shit. He has a lot of information, but from him doing this kind of stuff, that also opened other doors. Now he can have lawyers on his his YouTube channels discussing these cases, giving us more insight of how the court system works and shit like that. So shout out to him for that shit.
You've been saying the same thing over and over again. Say it to me. But Gunna's lawyer, Steve Siddall,
actual lawyer,
maybe
thoughts on
will be
a lot of
in
this shit.
a podcast for Off the Record. We'll do it via Zoom though. Conversation about did Gunna snitch? What does his plea mean? And what's going to happen for this trial? He said he's going to think about it, which is a little shocking.
He's going to back out.
Of course he is, bro.
He's gonna dig ride, but it's
No.
still W though.
He's paid millions to.
Yeah,
not saying that it's
no. I don't think he does it. I don't think he does it. Why would
I
you
don't
do
think
it?
so. That's not gonna be good on him, bro.
Why would you do it? Listen, it would be cool if he did it in the beginning when it was just like.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. Gotta take a quick bathroom break. We're gonna go ahead and finish this video and get off to these other topics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that other shit. Fair use disclaimer as well. You feel me?